Hi, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mateo Chavez Lewis, and welcome back to Music Theater Theory. Oh! Before there was Encanto, there was Moana, composer Lin-Manuel Miranda's first experience writing for the Disney franchise. The movie Moana tells the story of a Polynesian girl named Moana, who is chosen by the ocean itself to go on this big long journey and meet the goddess Te Fiti. At first, she doesn't know why she feels this calling out to the ocean, and that's where this song comes in. Now, every Disney movie needs a good I Want song, and that's where the main character kind of states their dreams and goals to convince us, the audience, to cheer for them. I have a whole video about I Want songs, you can check that out up here. And so this one, the I Want song from Moana, is called How Far I'll Go. And it was nominated for both the Oscar and the Golden Globe for Best Original Song, but it lost both awards to City of Stars from La La Land. Curse you, Ryan Gosling! The song starts like this. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. The first thing I want to point out is the sound of this melody. You know how a wave in the ocean builds and builds and crests until it breaks and then washes onto the sand? This melody kind of does the exact same thing. The first two notes in each bar are kind of more spaced out, and then they get faster and faster as they build to the end of each bar. Do you feel that kind of wave motion? And then over the course of the whole 4-bar phrase, there's another like wave kind of shape. Check this out. It starts off, and then it gets higher, and then it gets higher, and then it breaks and comes down like that. Sounds just like a wave. Then it repeats. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water, no matter how hard I try. The first repeat of this section went down to the C sharp here, never really knowing why. But now this repeat ends on the E, which is the tonic note of the key. And that just means the note that the key is built up from. So we're in E major, right? And so that note E kind of sounds like home. It sounds final. And so already we're 2 verses into the song, and already Moana's gone on kind of like a mini journey. She starts off kind of unsure, never really knowing why. But 2 verses in, she accepts that this is the way it is and it's never going to change for her. She's always going to feel this pull to the ocean, no matter how hard I try. Landing on that E. And it's just going to build from here. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know, where I cannot go, where I long to be. You can hear some of Lin-Manuel Miranda's rap influence coming in here, because there's all this alliteration. That's when you have like a lot of the same consonant sounds in a row. Turn I take, trail I track. Then listen to this note, this is fun. Where I long to be. So that chord is the 4 minor. In a major key, like this song is in a major key, and in a major key, the 4 chord should be major. But here instead, Lin-Manuel uses a 4 minor chord, which makes it so much more like longing and plaintive almost. And that note Moana's singing, long to be, that's the flat 6th. I've talked a lot about the power of the flat 6th on this channel. In a major key, the 6th note should be natural, which sounds like this. Right? 1, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how it should sound. Which would sound like where I long to be. Right? When we make a note flat, that just means we lower it by a semitone. So it gets lower and it gets darker, which is very dramatic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6. And that sound really digs into the 5th note as well. Like it leans into that 5th note. There's the 5th note, and then flat 6th into the 5th note. It kind of leans into it like that. And I mean, the fifth note is a very important note in any scale. And so there's a lot of drama and tension there, which is perfect because it leads us right into the first chorus of the song. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. Again, we've got notes that sound like waves. Listen to this. Can you hear like the ocean in that? Except now it's much faster than it was in the verse. Like instead of waves cresting and crashing on the beach, now it's more like a ship on a rough ocean. Da-da-dum, 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 you know? And that constant repeated upward motion has a second function, which is to build the anticipation. It makes us feel Moana's eagerness to be out on the sea. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. There's that minor fourth chord again. And did you hear the flat sixth? If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. Bum, bum, bum. Very dramatic. I know everybody on this island seems so happy on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island, so maybe I can roll with mine. Lin-Manuel Miranda has often said in comments on his work and in interviews and stuff that he likes to use clever wordplay and rhymes in his lyrics to show his character's intelligence. Think about Hamilton, for example. Angelica has this wicked fast rap in Satisfied, and that shows us that she's kind of the smartest character in the show. Lin-Manuel is showing us how clever Moana is by having her come up with all of this clever wordplay on the spot. And then check out her rhymes in this next section. I can lead with pride, I can make us strong, I'll be satisfied if I play along. But the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? So we've got two sets of rhymes here. One is a triple rhyme, pride, satisfied, inside. The other is a quadruple rhyme, strong, along, song, wrong. And so if rhyme is a measure of how smart a character is, we know right away Moana's kind of a genius, because look how much she's rhyming. You gotta be pretty smart to come up with all of those rhymes. And Moana's intelligence becomes really important later in the movie, because when she comes up against all of these life-threatening challenges along her journey, she always finds some brilliant, badass way to overcome them. And Lin-Manuel here lets that intelligence seep into her lyrics. Also, what is wrong with me? Flat six! Such intense, very drama. See the light as it shines on the sea, it's blinding, but no one knows how deep it goes. I feel obligated to point out that this chorus uses a variation on the Axis of Awesome chords. If you haven't already, check out the 4-chord song by Axis of Awesome, link in the description. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me. One day I'll know what's beyond that line. Will I cross that line? And here we have a key change. We jump up from E major to F major, which means the singer is singing higher, so it's more technically impressive and harder to do. And Auli Cravalho, who plays Moana in the movie, just absolutely crushes it. And she was 16 at the time. That's insanity. It also means, like, when we go up a key, usually, it means that something changes. There's some progress being made in the character's journey. And here the key change lines up with, in the animation, the moment Moana gets on her boat and gets out onto the water for the first time in the whole song. The line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go. Yeah, give me a big high note ending any day. Oh, I love that. I also want to point out this song ends a little bit unconventionally. First of all, the melody ends on the 5th note of the scale. Most songs will end on the first note of the scale because, like I said, that feels like home. So when we were in E major, that E felt like home. Now we're in F major, so the F feels like home. And so ending on that note makes it feel final, resolved. It makes it feel like you've arrived somewhere. But in this song, we don't end on the F, we end on the C, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth note of the F major scale. And listen to those chords too. It uses all of these flat notes and diminished chords, which are like really, really dark, scary chords. And then it ends on this C5 chord, which is really strange because there isn't even an F in the chord. So it's totally outside of feeling resolved, feeling final. And so that makes it feel like Moana hasn't arrived yet. You know, like I said, the F makes it feel arrived. Moana hasn't arrived yet. She still has a very long and scary journey ahead. And who knows how far she'll go. Get it? Because that's the name of the song. Anyways, there you have it. This has been a little bit about how far I'll go from the Disney motion picture Moana. As always, there are so many details that go into a well-crafted song like this, so if I missed anything interesting, drop it in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you can join my mailing list at the link in the description below. By the way, here's a playlist full of analysis videos just like this one, and here's a video that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be back next Saturday with another episode of Music Theater Theory. Oh.